Hello, welcome to MTG Pro Tutor. I'm Sean Pennard, your host, and today we are going to open this Cons of Tarkir booster pack and evaluate the cards inside. This has been a very interesting set so far because it has 3 colors. And so, I've been learning along with you how to evaluate 3-color cards and how to build a mana base for it. So let's see what we have. I always take out the marketing card, which is a goblin token. And then I take out the land. And then I always look at the rare. We have, hey, Sidisi, Brood Tyrant. We got ourselves a mythic. Way to go. Alright, so Sidisi Brood Tyrant is the con for Soultie. So, that said, there's going to be some kind of graveyard shenanigan going on. And what we have here is a 3/3 for 4 mana. But you do need 1 of each color for Soultie. And whenever Sidisi enters the battlefield or attacks. Excuse me, let me tighten up my tripod here. Sorry about that. Alright, so whenever Sidisi enters the battlefield or attacks, you put 3 cards from your library into your graveyard. And then, whenever a creature goes into your graveyard from your library, you get a zombie. So this is a build around me card. You are definitely going to, if you want to go this direction, if you want to first pick Sidisi, then you are going to look for cards that let you get things out of your graveyard and reuse them. You're going to want to play Sidisi, start attacking, get those creatures into your graveyard, giving you zombies, and then you want to be able to get those creatures out of your graveyard and back onto the battlefield. So a 3/3 for 4 is it's pretty good. A 3/3 for 4 is pretty good. A 3/3 for 3 is better, but normally you get vanilla 3/3s. So this is a 3/3 for 4 with some cool abilities. However, she is hard to cast. The Naga Shaman, hard to cast. So let's see what else this pack has to offer, and if we come back to Sidisi. We have Tygam's Scheming, which is look at the top 5 cards of your library. Oh, one thing, sorry. Soultie likes Delve, okay? So getting those creatures into your graveyard is also not a bad thing if you have a bunch of Delve cards. So if you have powerful Delve cards, you want to be filling up your library with cards, then you could cast those spells for cheap, and Sidisi does that. So that's one good thing. Alright, so Tygam's Scheming. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put any number of them into your graveyard, and the rest back on the top of your library in any order. So here's another way to fill up your yard. Barrage of Boulders deals 1 damage to each creature you don't control. If you control a creature with 4 power or greater, those creatures can't block this turn. So it's the ultimate falter effect. I Harrier. So I do kind of like this card. It is a morph, so you can play it face down as a 2/2 for 3. And then you can flip it up for 4 mana, and it is a 1/5 flying. So 5 toughness in the air can block a lot of things, and that's pretty much really what it is. It's a really effective blocker. It's not a very exciting card, so I'm not going to take it highly, but if I'm in white, I don't mind having it because the morph really gives it some versatility. So Crippling Chill for 3 mana. This is like the Frostlinks of Cons of Tarkir, only it's not a creature, alright? So for 3 mana, you can tap a creature. It does not untap during its controller's untap step, the next untap step, and you can draw a card, so that's nice. Rotting Mastodon, a 2/8 for 5 mana. 2/8. Holy smokes, and there is not a lot that's busting through this. Not even Zergo can beat down this guy. So that's crazy. A 2/8 for 5. If you need a big fat wall, Rotting Mastodon's your man. Savage Punch. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control for 2 mana. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, the creature you control gets +2/+2 before it fights. So, yeah, I mean, this is this set's. So every set green has some kind of like their form of removal. This is it. So for 2 mana, this is the form of removal you're gonna get. Obzon guy pops up everywhere, and it is excellent. A 4/4 lifelink for 6 mana, and you can morph it for 5 mana. Alright, 2 and then the Obzon colors. Or you can hard cast it for 3 and then the Obzon colors. So I like it a lot. So far, this will be my first pick. So Unyielding Crewmark, a 3/3 for 4 mana, with the ability to gain first strike for white and one other, which is pretty good. It's pretty relevant. The trick is, oftentimes you want to use that mana somewhere else. Even in an Outlast deck, you're like, do I keep 2 mana open for this guy, or do I use 2 mana to Outlast? More often than not, you're using that mana somewhere else, and rarely are you gonna get the first strike out of this guy. That's just what I've seen from the couple times that I've played with him so far. So Highline Game, I don't know, not very exciting for me. A 2/1 for 2 mana, and you gain 2 life when it dies. Nothing to shake a stick at. All right, Tranquil Cove. Mana fixing is going to be big. Okay, it's very important. So other than like Sidisi Brood Tyrant, for example, which I think is a neat first pick, build around me type of card, I think you should take mana fixing highly. Okay, should it be your first pick? Maybe not if there's some other like really strong cards in the pack, like maybe Abzan Guide or something. But the mana fixing should go pretty highly, especially in pack 1, because if you can get the mana fixing in pack 1, you're going to be set up for packs 2 and 3. You don't have to worry about it as much. People are going to be scrambling to try and fight over all those mana fixers, and you could win games by the pure fact that you have mana and they don't. Alright, if you take your mana fixing early, so there's one argument that says don't take the mana fixing early because you don't know what colors you're going to be in. The other argument is if you take the mana fixing early, you have options and you can be more flexible with your draft. Granted, you don't want to draft a 5-color deck every time you play. You do want to kind of focus in on one of the tribes and one of the clans and kind of just move forward that way. But still, I think the mana fixings should be picks, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 2 if there's nothing better. Some packs, it's just going to be pick 1. So that's my thought on that. Here we go. Dazzling Ramparts, a 0/7 for 5 mana with Defender, and it's a tapper. You can tap target creature. So you use it to block, and then at the end of their turn, you tap one of their creatures, and now they can't block with that one. So interesting. Haven't played with this card yet, but I'll be interested to see how well it does. A 0/7 Defender for 5. We'll have to see what else we can do with 5 mana. All right, so we have Kaerukara Bloodsucker, a 2/2 for 3. So not excited so far. However, it does have some text here. Whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 or greater dies, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Okay, interesting. And sacrifice another creature. Hey, put a +1/+1 counter on Kaerukara Bloodsucker. So, if your big, 4 power creatures, with 4 toughness. Interesting. So 4 toughness is going to die. So if your creature with 4 toughness is going to die and you have 3 mana up, go ahead and sack it, and you'll gain 2 life, they'll lose 2 life, and you get a +1/+1. So there's a lot going on here. You can do some tricks with this guy, but keep in mind it is 4 toughness, not 4 power. This is not a teamer card. Alright, Soultie Charm. So each clan has their own charm, which is an instant that you cast just for the clan colors. And they all have modes, 3 of them, and this one says choose 1. Destroy target mono-colored creature. Alright, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. I think this is one of the weaker ones, honestly. As far as Soultie goes, maybe one of the best choices is to draw 2 cards, then discard a card, because that gets cards into your graveyard. You'll get the card you discard plus Soultie Charm into your graveyard. So you get 2 cards into your graveyard. You get to draw 2 cards. If one of them is a Delve spell, you can pick the best Delve card that you have, get rid of the worst card that you have, and then fill your graveyard. So I think that's probably the best way to use this in a straight up Soultie Delve deck. Monocolored creatures, yeah, there's some that are like, oh hey, let's kill that guy now. But a lot of the real powerhouses are gold. So I mean, it will pop up every now and again, but just keep in mind that there's not a lot of sweet monocolored targets. And the artifact and enchantment is mostly irrelevant. Maybe if they have something beastly, but in limited, you're either going to be killing a creature or you're going to be filling up your yard. So there you have it. I definitely like the idea of going in on Sidisi right now. This early in the format, though, if I were to draft a Sidisi deck, I won't lie, it would not be pretty, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Look for ways to fill the yard, like maybe Tygam Scheming comes back around. Maybe the Soultie Charm comes back around. I doubt it. You know, a whole table, someone's going to be like, ooh, 3 choices, and they're gonna take it. So I would go Sidisi Brute Tyrant. If this wasn't in the pack, then I would do the Tranquil Cove, or what else is worth first picking? Obzon Guide. There you go, for sure. Obzon Guide and Tranquil Cove are my second picks. Obzon Guide is probably second. Tranquil Cove is third. So there you have it. We busted open a nice, sweet Mythic. Thanks for joining me today. This video is a little longer, but I really wanted to talk out some of the points here. Khans of Tarkir is so new. We're just all getting used to it. Feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of Khans of Tarkir and what you would pick from this pack. I'm Sean Penrod, and we'll see you in the next pack.